James, could we have a roll call, please?
Lenny Nelson,
Here.
Patty Crowan,
Here.
Miles Schlesinger, Marie McFarland,
Here.
Joshua Brainerd,
Here.
Marcy Baker, Steve Griffiths.
Here.
All right. We have the minutes from the October 1st Lincoln City Planning Commission meeting. I'm sure you've all been able to read them over. Any changes, corrections, additions, subtractions?
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Just skipped over the agenda changes and revisions. I'm assuming we have none?
That is correct.
Okay. We have no final orders, resolution, or written communications. We do have on the agenda a public hearing for ZOA 2019-08 design standards, but I understand from our packet that we're going to continue that public hearing to January. Is that correct?
Yes, and I can provide a little bit of feedback on that if you'd like.
Please.
At the joint work session with Planning Commission and City Council, which went really well, I thought, afterwards, the mayor discussed with Mr. Chandler the possibilities of more work sessions before the ordinance actually went to any public hearings. So in light of that, the work session with City Council, let me back up. There had been a work session scheduled with City Council on October 29th at 9 a.m. and design standards were not one of the items on that agenda. However, in light of the mayor's and City Council's desire to have additional work sessions, the work session on October 29th has been rearranged, and the topics that will be discussed on October 29th will be the design standards ordinance as well as the sign ordinance. And I forget what the third item will be. That work session will be October 29th from 9 to 1, and Planning Commission members are absolutely invited to attend. I don't believe that it will be noticed as a joint session, but that's certainly something that I can speak with the county, or excuse me, the city recorder about, and we can notice it as such if that is your desire. And then the direction from council after that will depend on the results of that work session. And so I chose January 21st of 2020 just to provide enough time for the October 29th work session, if there is the desire to have yet another work session, if there's a desire to have any open houses with the public. I didn't want to have another continuation.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the October 29th work session is a city council work session. It's not a joint planning commission work, city council work session, although we can come if we like. Is that
Yes.
the desire of the council for us to be there?
And I will double check on that,
That'd be
Chair, and I will let you all know. Mr. Chandler brought it up to City Council last night,
Okay.
and they didn't specifically say yay or nay about it being a joint session,
Okay.
but I know in previous conversations with Mr. Chandler, it had been indicated that the Planning Commission members were welcome. So let me double check with that, and I will email everyone tomorrow.
That'd be
on that.
great. Thank you. I wasn't here for the joint session. I apologize for being absent, but I did watch it, all 3+ hours of it this morning, and it looked like some really excellent progress was made, and a lot of good questions were raised. So I'm pleased to see that we're sort of moving in the direction of using these work sessions to hammer out things in advance of a public hearing. So, nice job, Anne Marie. Okay. Any old business?
Do you want to
Make a
continue this one?
motion to.
Oh, we
Yes.
probably do. We don't have our attorney here to remind me to do that. So we need a motion to continue the public hearing for ZOA 2019-08 design standards
Until January the what?
until
21st.
January 21st.
So move.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so it's been moved and seconded and passed. Now, old business. Any?
I'm not aware of any old business, Madam Chair.
Okay, any new business?
I am not aware of any new business either.
This is going to be so good. Okay, any planning commission training? I understand that some of our commissioners went to a training session, correct?
They did. Commissioner Baker and Commissioner Brainerd, and Commissioner Baker is not here tonight, but Commissioner Brainerd, if you
Absolutely, I love that training session, and in the 4 hours that I was there, I just learned so much about the way Oregon set things up. Of course, Governor Tom McCall came up, and a lot of the efforts that he made with zoning and how that factors into planning our decisions, and a lot of it was really geared towards the environment, as everything should be these days, as a good consideration for our planning and future development areas, and just a greater understanding about how Oregon really set some policies that led to some great things, like why we don't have urban sprawl around I-5 and in the valley. That's why our urban growth boundaries exist and why we work within them and have those offsets. And a lot of other places don't, and they've had a lot of issues. And Los Angeles is a big place, so.
All right, great, great. Well, any reports or comments and/or comments? Commissioners, anything? All right. Future agenda items in our next meeting?
Yes, so future agenda items, and this could be potentially interesting. I have not had a chance yet, this week has been really busy, so Lindsay and I haven't had a chance yet to consult about the next meeting. It's possible that it will be canceled. There's not anything pending. There aren't any public hearings. There aren't any ordinances scheduled. Any work sessions would be related to signs and design standards, really, which you've already had.
So
So
that's
that
the
will be,
November 5th.
that would be November 5th.
Okay.
And Lindsay and I meant to talk about it yesterday and today, and just with everything that's going on, we just did not have a chance. So we will discuss tomorrow the November 5th schedule, and then, so stay tuned to your email
Okay.
for
Excellent.
future. For future beyond November 5th, for your information, the emergency shelter conditional use permit application has been submitted. It is in review of completeness. So once that is deemed complete, then we will schedule the hearing. We're targeting November 19th, pending completeness, that gives us enough time to mail the required notices and do the publication. So it's possible that will be November 19th. If we are not able to make that date, then it will likely be December 3rd.
Okay.
And design review standards, of course, we just continued. Depending upon what happens with the work session on October 29th, the sign ordinance may or may not come before the planning commissioners still this year for a public hearing. That would be ideal to get the public hearing with planning commission at least in December of this year, but it's possible that won't take place until 2020 either. And mobile food units, that right now That is tentatively scheduled for December 3rd. That ordinance is, and that is also pending a work session. The City Council was supposed to be discussing that in the October 29th work session. I am not sure if that got bumped to a future work session because they want to focus on design standards and signs. So pending the outcome of the City Council work session, when it is held, will determine whether or not we have the mobile food unit hearing on December 3rd. So stay tuned for that as well. And those are all the future agenda items that I can think of at this point.
Perfect. All right. Commissioners, anyone have anything else? Ha-ha. We're adjourned.
I've never
12
heard.
minutes.
I've never heard her that happy.
I hold the record. I hold the record. I did it in 5 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah. And that's a record. I did one of my board meetings in 43 once, and I thought that was outstanding.
Wow.
12's good.
Boy.
12's very. That's like an early Christmas present right there.
I'm worn out.
I'm just exhausted.
That's it.
That's all we got. That's all we got tonight. Didn't do any more damage.
It makes up for that one that we had a month ago.
We had a 3-hour one.
Balances out.
I'll go home and watch the end of the video.
Next to that new fireplace.
I'll bring you a pint. So where are you? You're
What am I gonna do?
over here.
I'm hopeful that when we do have, I'd like to get a picture with all the commissioners to update, because the
Aye.
website right now is woefully out of date.
Talking about the website. Could we scrub the Linda? I do not use that name anywhere in public except for legal documents. I don't know how that